Hey everybody, this is a post 4th of July video log. First of all, I hope you all had a good 4th yesterday. Excuse me. And I know some of you will be probably continuing to celebrate it today and tomorrow, probably into the weekend as well. But again, I hope you all had a good 4th. I know I did. Maybe I had one too much yesterday when it comes to beer and two wine coolers, you know, whatever they're called. But overall, I had a decent time. Had something to eat, you know, kind of just had a good time. That's all. Lit some fireworks and everything. And did all this in Modesto at my sister's, my second older sister's. And, you know, the one thing I will say about fireworks when you buy them is most of the time they will be okay. But some other times there's always going to be situations to where you're like, what the hell just happened kind of deal. You know? And what I mean by that is sometimes you come to light a firework, it's going off, and let's say it's one of those fireworks or things that you buy. It's got 4 little holes, and you light one area and it just goes off one by one. Sometimes that's good because it's a good thing to have one of those because it brings out a good show. But then again, there are some times when you buy one and it still does it, but it's like when it gets to its second to last one, before it's done, you see this kind of thing just flare right up. You're like, whoa, what is that? And you find out sometimes maybe there was a dud in there or something, or maybe it went too fast. No one really knows. I had that happen to one of my Apache ones yesterday, and I think it happened to one of my older sisters of big fireworks as well. But overall, and I know I'm saying that a lot, but basically we had a good time. I mean, when can you not have a good time on the 4th of July? We kind of ended everything, if you will, with my sister, my oldest sister. She went and bought some stuff from the TNT stands. And by going to the TNT stands, what she did, she bought this big thing called the opening show. Now apparently it's supposed to go for about 5 to 10 minutes, which obviously I think it did more of a 5-minute deal than a 10-minute. Mine was about 2 to 3, and it was averaged around that time. But the opening show one that we finished off with, that they brought out to finish things off with, was about this big. I mean, literally, it's like this big. I'm pretty sure some of you that bought it know what I'm talking about. But they launched that, they lit that last, and it really sparkled. There was somebody across the street who had an RV parked in front of my older sister's neighbors. I guess it's people they knew. And my brother-in-law was like, oh man, kept looking at it and thinking, oh man, that thing's gonna get, you know, that thing's gonna catch on fire, that thing's gonna go boom. You know what I'm saying? And there were times that it looked like it would, especially with that last one. Overall though, again, I know I'm saying that a lot, but overall, it was a great time, had a good time. You know, you can definitely tell people, especially the neighbors across the street, had some of the illegals, you know. So, you know, the ones that go straight up in the air and go boom. The ones that are supposed to be used by professionals for shows and stuff. Yeah, that. So, yeah, I mean, sometimes it felt like anytime one of those would go off, it shook the whole entire neighborhood. You know, I mean, my sister, my second older sister, her and her family have this dog who's very friendly. But this dog ends up getting so scared I mean, I'm not lying. The dog gets so scared. I mean, any animal does, and we get that. Because they don't know what the hell is being lit off. But what they tried to do is they put her in the living room. That wasn't working. I mean, that worked for a little bit. When things got a lot worse with the fireworks and the illegals and all that, they had to move her to my brother-in-law's bathroom. The one that's near the room, the master bedroom. And we thought that would work, but apparently it didn't, because as soon as he opened the door, half of this here, well actually it's more like, well the door kind of, how do I put this? Okay, the door is kind of like this. This is how it was. This part here, ladies and gentlemen, right up to here was kind of torn. Everything was scattered about. Magazines, stuff, because the dog tried to get out. She didn't know what to do. So eventually they did what I'm guessing they put, which I'm guessing in my opinion they should have done in the first place, and that's they put their dog with my teenage nephew, my 17-year-old nephew, in his room. So that way she wouldn't be too scared. So that's what they did. Me and my family, well, we have a little dog. You've probably seen her in the background of some of my videos. And what we do when it comes to things like the 4th, right here, we put her in here. Now we could leave her out and about, but the way the fireworks are, we don't want any damage to occur to the furniture or even to the house. So we put her in there. Our cat, or my mom's cat, she hides under the wicker basket that's her bed is on top of. So, or the wicker stool, I should say, that her bed is on top of. My other sister and her family, they lock their dogs either in the garage or the shed with the music going loud. Well, or loud enough so they won't get scared. But still, even if you do that, there are times that things will happen that aren't supposed to happen, and they do. But last night was fun, with the exception of a few of those. Some of the kids, most of the kids, young ones, started to go out, if you know what I mean. And that's about it. What we did then, what happened next was, my family and I, well, because myself and my niece, well, she didn't have much, but myself, my older sister, and her husband were kind of like, woo, kind of deal. We had to drive them back, and they had to drive that back. We had to bring their van right there. You can see it's sort of in the cracks there. We had to bring their van back to our house because, well, both my older sister and her husband were in no condition to drive. You know, the one thing about hangovers, so I will say this, because I've experienced it maybe once or twice when I lived on my own. If you have to work the next day, you're going to have a heck of a headache. That's what my brother-in-law, my second older sister's husband had. Pretty sure he had it, and so did my older sister. Me, I had my headache. It lasted for about an hour, a couple of hours. I mean, I took four aspirins. I took 4 of these right here so I could get the pain down. Took 1 or 2 showers, and eventually, after a few hours more of rest, I was fine. But it will hit you, believe me. Now, I know some people will say, well, that's what you get for drinking a lot. Well, let me put it to you like this. This is how I look at it. I mentioned this I think earlier this year in one of my videos. New Year's and the 4th of July are basically the best, to me, are the only times you could ever enjoy or ever have to get fucked up. Excuse my language, but get the, get fucked up, basically. That's about it. It's the only time of the years. Yeah, I mean, yeah, they're going to have a lot of people out, a lot of police out and about. That's okay, that's good. But here was the thing. But again, here's the thing. These are the only times of the year we can literally, truly get fucked up. And no one will say anything. I'm not lying, folks. I am not lying. So, that's all I could say for this post-4th of July vlog. I hope you all had a good one. And that once again, I know some of you are going to probably be celebrating even more so tonight and into tomorrow and stuff. So, that's all I could say. Hope you all have a good day, and God bless, and take care, and I'm out.